It's no good having an empty wallet. Always carry money.
Go see Kerry.
There's nothing nicer than opening your wallet and you're like, oh,
money.
Oh, surprise.
So even if you use your credit card to pay for things,
Definitely.
just make sure every time you open your wallet, you've
have
got
that. Have that. Oh, hello, money.
Isn't it?
Surprise.
Was it Tony Robbins that did something like that? He didn't have any money. He was really struggling. He was financially really, really in a bad space. And I think he had one note in his wallet. I can't remember what it was. It might have been $100 or something.
Yes.
And it was just to shift that mindset around, I need to see money. Money's all around me. Money is here. I have money.
Yep. I like to sometimes put it under my pillow. It's a good way of you like setting yourself up for like, I want to just think abundantly and sleep on my money.
I like that. Welcome to the Hot and Healthy Show, conversations that change the way women work and live. I'm your host, Nicole Van Hattem, holistic health coach, TEDx speaker, and best-selling author. And it is my pleasure to introduce you to Kerry Dutton, chartered accountant, money Mindshift mentor, and international award-winning entrepreneur. Our topic today is how to create a money abundance mindset. Welcome to the show, Kerry.
Thanks, Nicole. Very excited.
Me too, because money just gets me hot under the collar. It doesn't get me hot and healthy.
Oh, look, money really for me inspires a lot of action and passion. So I'm so excited to be here today to really share some of that with you and your guests.
You still are a chartered accountant.
Yes.
How did you get into money Mindshift mentoring, and what is that?
Well, look, I've been a chartered accountant for over 15 years, and I realised when I hit a certain point that I actually had my ladder up against the wrong building. And I decided that I am such a futuristic person. I'm very innovative, creative, and I have a passion to help women break through that glass ceiling. So I started my mentor business to help women like you and like everyone around to really get clear about money and get confident about their value.
Yeah, I like that, confident about their value. Do you find that women in business tend to undervalue their value?
Absolutely. Like money mindset is one of the core issues I've found in just about everyone I work with. Doesn't matter what stage of business you're in, there's always something potentially holding you back. And I've found a lot of it has to do with how you step into your femininity as a woman.
I like that. How could not being in our feminine energy impact our ability to have money abundance?
Well, I see, especially coming from corporate, in corporate, you operate a lot in your masculine. And what you do in doing that as a woman, you actually give up. You might be very successful, but you risk being unsuccessful in your personal life. And as women, we tend to operate quite a few different roles. So it's really beneficial for us to step into femininity and embrace our gifts and our talents and really embrace who we are as a woman and understand the value we do have.
So in addition to this, let's talk about beliefs or patterns and mindsets that women may have in business or in their private lives that might be getting in the way of having money abundance. What have you noticed with your clients?
For one, I've noticed a lot of women associate money with greed. And it's probably likely due to early childhood where, money mindset wasn't really practiced at home. And so the greed component is really important for us to understand that money is actually a reflection of the value you contribute to someone else. So when you can reframe it that way, it's not a negative viewpoint of treating money. It's actually you as a woman giving value to someone else in return for a reward.
So it's a form of exchange. So rather than getting hooked on maybe some of the negative associations with money, the paper stuff, money, the coin, money, the amount or the figure in your bank account, it's reframing that and having a different relationship with it. Okay, so what are some of the ways we talk to ourselves in unsupportive ways when it comes to money? So you mentioned one, which is money associated with greed.
Greed, yes. Also, another key, mindset block is money makes people feel uncomfortable.
Having it or not having it.
So having it or not having it. So having lots of money, if you haven't grown your money mindset, you will quickly spend it to get back to your comfort zone. If you have no money, you tend to fall into the spiral of negative self-talk as well. So it's really important for us to develop our confidence around money and our ability to feel comfortable with money. And a lot of that comes down to understanding how money works and how you can plan and how money can help you grow a business. So treating it with respect and treating it with enough focus and planning will help you step through and become more comfortable with money and how to treat it.
So our childhood gives us certain beliefs around, or gives us the mindset associated with money. So the belief that it's hard to get, or it makes you greedy, or it's dirty to want it, or that it comes with pain or sacrifice. Have you met clients who have a really positive association with money, so they have a really healthy mindset around money?
I have seen some clients who have really good sort of traits around money. They will put 10% aside in their bank account as just a standard of how they operate. I have spoken to others who actually leave money lying around their house. So money is around, money is abundant. Having cash in your wallet is a good thing. So these days, when we operate with a cashless society, it's actually a negative thing for our mind. So I encourage you to go and get cash out of the bank, have the physical money in your hand, and get really clear about, I actually have a lot of coins around me, and I teach my child at the moment to associate working for things with reward. So I think that starts at an early age, and my son is 5 years old and he has a wallet with coins that he is saving for buying toys or buying new things.
Have you noticed, even with him at 5, that he has some associations with money?
Yes.
Some mindset, which might be limiting, even at that age?
I work quite hard with him around abundance of money, that if you don't have enough, you just need to do more tasks. And the harder work you do, the more reward you get. So sort of understanding that as well. So for entrepreneurs, the message is focusing less on the results and more on your actions will help you break through that sort of limiting belief, because you're not looking at the money in the bank, you're actually looking at your daily actions and what you're achieving, the action and the momentum, and that's what will let the money flow. So that is quite a powerful change in mindset that can help any entrepreneur today to focus on their daily actions.
Nice. So actions equals momentum rather than focusing on the result.
On the result, okay. Yes, definitely.
So a couple of good tips there. One is leave money lying around the house, then invite me over. Just kidding. Make sure you've got cash, physical cash in your wallet, not just the cards.
Yes.
Don't keep checking your bank balance. Focus on actions versus
reward or results.
Okay.
Yes.
Change the association in your mind that money does not equal greed or anything negative. Just check in with those conversations you're having with yourself and change the conversation.
Yep.
What else can we do?
I like to think of planning being a very important component. Okay, so some people operate on, just like myself, I am quite a competitive person and I operate and I focus on the end result. So a lot of entrepreneurs, if they can work out what is their ideal life and how much money would that need to bring into their lives monthly, and then work backwards to what actions they need to do to create their result. That's a great empowering way of you to work backwards from a planning, from your big goals, from your vision board, from that big vision, right back to your daily actions. And that's how I operate. I actually create my result by working backwards and creating the actions that need to happen.
Right, so you mentioned something key there, which was having a vision board.
Big vision.
So what is it that I want? Where
Yes.
am I going? And then deciding what are the actions that are required to be done on a consistent basis for you to take the steps in the direction of your vision board.
Exactly. And that all comes down to big visions in the beginning. I mentor my clients to set a vision and then to double it. Because we all have that limiting belief, again, that comes into play when we set our first vision. So whatever vision you set, whether it's a money vision, a holiday vision, think about how you can double that vision to make it extremely exciting. Because only with a very exciting vision will you get past procrastination and past those blocks to really step into your zone. And that's when you will cut out the administration, all the other actions that are just keeping you busy, and you focus on the really important passion. And for me, that's the biggest thing. Step 1 is to double your goal. And step 2 is actually work backwards to create the plan.
Okay, great. Double my goal.
Double your goal.
I'll show you my goal. You can tell me if I can double it. It's a pretty big
I do.
goal.
I have made you double goals.
She's amazing. I did some work with Kerry, just as an aside. Well, not as an aside, it's a really important part of this. I had an association that success, and particularly financial success or financial abundance, equal death. And I'll explain that. So in my past life as a corporate executive, I was very successful. I was earning a lot of money, but I also had, I was fat and my body hurt and my mind was overwhelmed with stress and my relationships were really struggling.
Yeah.
So I had lots of money abundance, but I didn't have life abundance. So when Kerry and I sat down, one of the first things we had to do was like, okay, what's your goal? Let's double it. That's an easy one. But the more difficult one was, what are the mental associations that I had around money? And it took a little bit of time, but the realization that money abundance meant that I was working really hard and I would lose the things that were really important to me, needed to be shifted before I could attract more of what I truly desired, which was an abundance of money so that I could influence and serve and take care and nourish all the things that were really important to me. I will challenge you. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
One of the things you said was that the harder you work, the more money you make.
No, and I was just about to say that I actually help women to step into their genius and create a business from a niche. So what that means is you actually look at yourself and you pull out those core values of how I love to unpack and create. So if I can work in my business and be in my genius zone and help create a business for others and inspire others, that's where I contribute more value. So then I step into a niche business. So I've niched with women. And when you niche yourself in a business like that, you can charge a higher value because you're giving greater results, which means you work less and you love everything about the work you do.
Absolutely. So getting into your genius zone. What if somebody says, look, I've got really big goals. I'm really good at taking action. I've got great plans. I think I've got the right mindset. How do I find my genius zone?
The first point I would sort of look at is, what are you giving away for free? So what are people coming to you, asking you for a bit of help with, that you're quite happy to give away for free because you enjoy doing it anyway? And I realized quite early on that was me unpacking a cash flow, doing a business 12-month cash flow projection. I can knock that up in quite easily. And I realized that I was actually giving away my gift for free, and that was so valuable. And it gave others really good direction in their business. And now I've realised that that's part of what value I can provide.
And so do you work with female entrepreneurs to help them unpack their genius and turn it into a business?
Yes. So awesome. I work with women to unpack their signature program and work with them to really work out what their gifts are, what their experience is, and what they love to do, and we create a business around that.
Fantastic. So if you want to know more about that, where can they get hold of you?
Well, I have a Facebook page called Kerry Dutton, the Money Strategist, and I also have a website. So you can reach me on there, or you can email me on info@think180degrees.com.au.
And I'll put some links here with the video. I have a couple of surprise questions for you.
Fantastic, love it.
What keeps you awake at night?
I have really big visions, and one of my big visions is I actually love wine. So I run another wine group, a social group, and my big vision is to be on a huge property with a winery, with my family, riding horses and running retreats from that property and going global with an academy. So that big vision, which I've doubled and tripled, is something that excites me and something that allows me to contribute, because I love to educate and I love to see people succeed and do things with a new perspective.
And you're very, very good at that from my own personal experience and the people I know that have worked with you as well. Yeah. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Coffee. Oh no, I love working with my clients. I've got clients all around Australia. I love to fly to them. I love them to fly to me. I get up in the morning because I have the flexibility in my life in creating my lifestyle the way I want. So I have time with my family when and whichever I like. I can take holidays and I can work from anywhere. So that's what gets me up in the morning, knowing where I came from corporate and how structured it was and how now I've been able to create my lifestyle and have an amazing, successful business.
Fantastic. So if you're interested in overcoming any limiting money mindset beliefs that you have, get in touch with Kerry. I'll put some links in the website, NicoleVanHattem.com, so you can access what she has to offer. And I'm so grateful you came on the show.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
If you like this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button and go and check out all our other videos. I'll see you in the next one.